Answer this one simply. When you retweeted the white supremacist Nick Fuentes, who you call Nick, on the subject of the riots, and he's...
Also, why did he start off like that? The white supremacist Nick, who you call Nick, that's his name. That's literally just... What do you mean what do you want to call him? Nazi?
This is the beginning of the thing, or
this
what?
This is a segment.
Said it's clear that not only are these protests being amplified and directed by Zionist plants on social media.
It's nice. He put on a suit. He's not shirtless. You know, he's
Oh, because it's an interview, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's good. He's professional now. I like the transition.
All right.
Do you agree with what he said? Is that why you retweeted him?
I agree with the latter point about how everybody's going to lose their freedom.
What about the first point I've just read out? Do you agree with that?
What point? That his name is that he calls him Nick?
Well, I don't have to agree with every single point of a tweet. I can agree with the end result of the tweet. I don't know who's
So you don't agree with him?
I don't know who's directing.
So just to be clear,
well, I don't know who's directing these riots.
On social
I just know the end result.
Amplified the riots.
I don't know who's directing these riots. I know the end result. I know why the riots happened in my own personal view because of underrepresentation. I think Keir Starmer's failed.
Do you think it was Zionist
plans? Our political class has sold us out. And I think that the end result is going to be bad times for everyone in the UK. My Muslim brothers are going to suffer, brown people will suffer, Christians will suffer, black will suffer. It's bad times for everybody. I'm not going to say who's directing what because I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just telling you exactly.
Why he just invites people on and talks over them the whole time, like.
But I'll be fair. He made the point and he didn't respond to. Look, Piers made the point. We gotta be fair, bro. I'm not with Piers anyway. Let me be very clear, yeah?
Would you consider him an enemy of Islam?
Who, Piers?
Yeah.
Piers plays on the fence. He's like most critical of the UK, right? He's like, you know, why is happening in the field and stay there, right?
Yeah.
This is Piers, to put him in a very simple way. So Piers, in this case, is asking him a valid point. He says, look, the tweet is not one part, right? You retweeted it. The first part says that the people who are pushing these riots are Zionist funded. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that? It's a simple question.
Right.
Tate, he kept responding to the other things that I don't agree with okay, but he didn't really respond to the point. Do you agree with it or you disagree with it? It's as simple as that. Mm-hmm. So I'll be honest, but yes, he is interrupting them, which is obviously a diabolical behavior that happens in every episode of his. He's just like he talks over people, which is like, of course.
So do you think Andrew's backtracking?
I think Andrew should respond to the point clearly. Either he believes or no. Let's see.
Yeah. Why I retweeted that tweet.
Right, so a white supremacist anti-Semite, Nick Fuentes, blames Zionist plants for amplifying and directing these riots. And you retweeted.
Do you know who he's talking about when he says that?
Do you?
Yes.
Who?
He's talking about Tommy Robinson, who's openly Zionist. Okay. Do you believe Tommy Robinson?
There we go. Okay, actually, I'm surprised, and I got to give credit to Andrew because he's been saying like, "Oh, I've known Tommy Rubenstein for a long time. Blah blah blah. I knew him from when I was a teenager. This stuff. I did not expect him to publicly like."
But let's be fair. There was a lot of pressure that was put on Andrew. Look, we no problem. That's good. We're not saying this is not good. But there was a lot of pressure that was put on Andrew to get to this point. Do you know who Andrew? He retweeted Tommy before. Not only him and his brother as well. Mm-hmm. And they retweeted his points. So they gave him...
he deleted the tweet.
Oh, okay, but after what?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now you're saying something which is good, but before that, you retweet... If you do believe he's Zionist... Okay, let's put it this way. You believe he's Zionist funded. You know that, or you learned that recently. It's one of the two. If you already knew that, then how can you retweet him from the beginning? If you didn't know that and you learned that, then you gotta admit to your mistake.
You learned that. I think you learned that.
Okay, but he never admitted to the mistake that he had a role to play in the issues that happen in the UK.
Yeah, but because Andrew sees himself as the symbol of masculinity in the West.
Okay.
He sees himself as the last bastion of masculinity in a world that's becoming liberalized and feminized, and so he's the representation. So he can't apologize or backtrack because then, if he shows weakness, then by extension, other men are gonna like bend over and out the way he describes.
So if I see myself as the president of Bosnia, I become the president of Bosnia. He can see himself, okay, whatever he wants to see himself, but he lives in reality, right? And he always pushes reality. If you live in reality, you've pushed forward a certain narrative in a critical time that has caused a specific thing. People have called you out on it. They don't have an issue with you. By the way, I defended him when it came to the prison thing. I don't want anyone to think that I've got a personal issue with him, right?
Wait, so what do you disagree with him on? I'm not sure what you're.
No, this issue, for example, you want to talk about this issue?
He's condemning Tommy Robinson
right now.
Tommy Rubenstein.
The only thing what I disagreed with him on is pushing it in the beginning and admitting as if you didn't do something wrong, and then insulting people in the Muslim community when they called you out on it.
Who did he insult in the Muslim community?
I don't know whether it was him or his brother. He called some of them.
Tristan
gay,
called one. Called
gay,
yeah.
So I'm just honestly, I'm including his brother with him in the segment. But not only he also said the gay thing, by the way. He tweeted as well. Not only his brother. He also did the same thing, and you shouldn't. Of course, that's a huge accusation as a Muslim. You get lashed if this in a Sharia state. Literally, it's no joke, right? If you accuse someone of something like this. So the thing is, it's not a game, right? So we don't have an issue. He still has done a lot of good for the Muslim community. You cannot take that away.
Overwhelming good, yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, if I did a mistake, someone called me out on it, I'm not gonna he's gay because he's calling me out or something. Like, come on, let's be realistic, right?
How many lashes is it if you falsely accuse someone of being gay?
Well, accusations are like 80 lashes.
80 lashes.
Yes.
Let's get those numbers up. That's mid. Well, no, I shouldn't criticize Sharia law. Okay, wait.
Incite these things because if you do, you agree with Nick Fuentes. You have just been sitting here saying Zionists have been pushing these riots
just to be clear,
this whole interview, sir. So you just fell into the exact same trap. You agree exactly with what Nick just said. So now you're going to sit here and say, he's a white supremacist to try and get gotcha moments when you fail with your own point of view.
Just to be clear,
Tommy is a Zionist, sir. Tommy is a Zionist.
Just to be clear then, just to be clear, when you retweeted this, you believed Nick Fuentes was talking about Tommy Robinson.
I believe he was talking about Tommy Robinson, but I only agree with the latter part of the tree, as I said.
Right.
But you agree with the first part.
Stop. So he still doesn't agree with the first part.
And that was the point Piers
He says I only agree. No, but we were just praising him for you saying that he's backtracked his position on Tommy, that he's saying, but right now he's saying I only agree with the latter part. Let's go back again. Go back a bit. Yeah, no, just here where he was talking about Tommy, right? Where you said, okay.
Tommy's Zionist.
Yes.
Wait, I don't even remember. What was the beginning of the Nick tweet?
That basically Zionist thugs are the one who are pushing the riots in the UK, essentially.
So what does he disagree with the first part?
He's saying I only agree with the latter part.
What was the latter part?
The latter part is about that this is causing division in the community.
Could someone link the tweet?
Causing division in the community, basically.
Okay.
Is putting Muslim against Christian, etc.
Your daughter! Come on, bro.
Astaghfirullah.
Talking to Piers must be frustrating. Yeah, it's a headache.
You know who he's talking about when he says that?
Do you?
Yes.
Who?
He's talking about Tommy Robinson, who's openly Zionist. Do you believe Tommy Robinson incited these things? Because if you do, you agree with Nick Fuentes.
So here he says he's openly Zionist. But then what's the point of saying in the end that I only agree with the latter part of the tweet? Because if he believes he's an open Zionist, shouldn't you speak against an open Zionist then? Why are you retweeting an open Zionist? And then you say you only agree with the latter part that says about the division, right? So that's contradictory. That's the point I'm making.
I don't think even Piers was talking about. I thought you were agreeing with Piers here, but you're saying.
No, I'm not necessarily. I said Piers was fair to push him on the point that he's not responding to the point. I'm just fair with each side the way I see it, basically.
Okay,
I'm not.
The tweet is, it's clear that not only the protests are being amplified and directed by Zionist plants on social media, but the mayhem will also catalyze a major crackdown on speech and persecution of the political right in the UK.
This is what he agrees with.
All this with Labour, supermajority government. Okay, so
only, but the mayhem will also catalyze a major crackdown. That's what the part that he agrees with. So that is going to cause division and this and that, basically.
Okay.
Persecution of speech will happen, censorship. That's what he agrees with. But he's not saying that he necessarily agrees with the first part of the tweet. But then he calls Tommy Robinson an open Zionist.
So this is what he does.
That's what I'm saying. It's a conflicting message.
Okay.
It's why do you only say I only agree with the first part then if you think he was talking about Tommy Robinson and you just admitted that Tommy Robinson is an open Zionist?
It's funny.
Why don't you then stand on business like you guys say?
Stand on business.
Yeah, and then say yes, I agree with the whole
business.
Yeah, whatever it is. I just agree with the full tweet.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can watch them. I'm curious now, but
yeah,
it's funny because I kind of understand it as a mixed race revert who also is caught up in at the political right. It's like a conflict. What's happening in the UK is like a conflict where you're kind of split and torn between both sides. Okay, you believe in nationalism, people should stand up for their country, this stuff. We believe in the conservative right because they're against trannies and gays. But it also, we're brown Muslims where it's so which side do you He's like thinking like, where do I fit in this conflict? Okay. And also like my mom has reached out to me like, yo, you don't feel like you need to go and be part of every conflict.
Okay.
You know, there's no point in like jumping in like immediately because obviously you can say that this social media rhetoric is indirectly causing riots and stuff like that. Better to, instead of thinking that you need to jump in on everything, just like sometimes.
Yeah. So
take a back seat.
No, but the thing is, you cannot say I cannot take a side. When you accepted Islam, that's a side already. Yeah. When you push the rights before, also that's a side.
And religion supersedes your race.
Of course,
it supersedes your nationality.
Supersedes everything.
Islam first.
That's it. What. You submit to God. That's what Islam is. You submit to the Creator. Yeah. If you submit to the Creator, then you submit to the Creator. You don't say you already have a side to take, right? Yeah. That's it. You cannot say I don't take sides. Like then what do you mean? You say I'm a Muslim and this and that. And you see women. You talk about masculinity and this and that. You see hijabi women being attacked because of this garbage. These cowards in the UK, they go women, hijabi women.
Are getting attacked?
Yeah, they attack them. Of course, they're wearing a hijab, so it's a symbol of being a Muslim woman.
They're ripping it off.
Yeah, they attack them.
There was a girl in the Love Speech. I think her name is Hira. She was saying that the Muzehid across from her street, someone like the far right people were like ripping off her hijab.
Yes. So you talk about I'm a Muslim, masculinity, all of that, and you don't condemn these things, and you push. Take your land back. These immigrants, you're just pushing them to do it more and more. That's all you're doing.
But I understand his confliction because it's another issue.
I don't think it's a confliction.
It's not a confliction. I understand his point of view.
Do you want me to tell you what I think it is?
Well, let me because I relate to it.
Go ahead.
Right, reverting and being so publicly like Muslim, it's like your identity as a Muslim is almost tied to people's public perception of you and speaking out. Okay. It's not that much like you were born with Islam.
Okay.
So you have a personal relationship that you're used to from the beginning. Okay. Right? He reverted publicly and it became a huge phenomenon. I reverted publicly, huge phenomenon.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of the time you think about Islam as like this public, almost a political thing.
Okay.
You think of it, you tie it to social media. You tie it to what's happening in the world.
Okay.
Which is, I'm not justifying, I'm just saying.
No, I get what you're saying. But is it that? Or is it sitting on the fence and trying to appease both followers that are not really, they're kind of opposite in a way? Is it that, or you want all these followers to be following, you don't want to upset either side because both of them follow you, so you want to appease to both of them and you want to stay on the fence? Which one is it? Let's be honest, which one is it? That's what I'm going to say, right? I'm going to say either or because that's an issue of intentions, right? I'm not accusing him of doing that. But I'm saying, okay, which one is it really?
But that's what happens when you revert so publicly with so much fame. It's natural.
But it's a choice you make, right? It's a choice you make.
Right.
Look, if he did not incite, he already took a side. I told you when he incited these things. If he didn't say anything, right? Nobody would have said anything. He already had a Christian audience. People were leaving him. No, a Muslim community were not mentioning anything. But the minute he jumped into it himself and started pushing this narrative, then the Muslim community started speaking, and then they tweeted at him and they spoke. Usually, he's been doing certain things which are not Islamically acceptable, right? And certain people many Muslims have been making excuses for him, meaning they said maybe he doesn't know he's a new Muslim, this and that, all of that. But then in this case, now this is a huge damage, not just on his personal relationship between him and God,
right?
But now he's causing a whole community an issue, right? Which is the community not only in the UK actually, but it's going to other places as well in Europe. It's just starting there.
And you can't sit on the fence like Moise hypocritical.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, you cannot say I love God and I love these people and I love these. You cannot do that. Like, where is the right and wrong? They're opposite sides. So someone has to be right. Someone has to be wrong.
Right.
You cannot tell us that I'm going to say.
Okay, so what do you think about my position that I see what's going on? It's like I think that Zionists are trying to cause mayhem and they like seeing the riots.
No problem with that. Nobody's saying that's false. Who's funding Tommy? Who's causing the corruption?
Right.
Yeah, Zionists. So what you're saying?
But I also think that people like the Englishmen or Japanese, other people have the right to be nationalistic.
Okay.
This doesn't justify violence, but I'm saying that feeling of obviously it's directed in a lot of the wrong places, but people have the right to be like, okay, this is my land.
Okay, so what does it mean to be nationalistic? I'm going to ask that question then.
It means to believe in your country and to have pride of your country.
No problem, no issues. Just shake hand on that.
Okay, we agree.
Yeah, that's it.
We agree. No problem.
But does that mean to go to a mosque? We already agreed from the beginning. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Our issue is never that someone says, I'm proud to be English or I'm English or this is my country. I never go to an Englishman and say this is my country. I don't care. Do you know what I do? Actually, I'll tell you something very interesting.
What?
Some Muslims come to the table when I do da'wah. They come from France, but they're Algerian. I say, where are you from? You say, I'm France. I tell them, you're not from France. You're actually Algerian.
MashaAllah.
Where is your father and mother coming from? I told them, stop being a coconut. You're not going to be black outside and white inside, you know?
That's racist.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll tell you that the way it is, right? I say to them, you are Algerian or Moroccan who came to your country to invaded it. So don't.
You say invaded?
Of course they did.
W.
Anyways, the point is, so don't come now and pretend as if this is I'm French.
Yeah.
I tell them that clearly. I honestly get upset when they say it.
Yeah.
So I never go to an English. I'm English. I don't care, man. You're English or potato, whatever you want to be. It's not my problem.
Potato.
Yeah, I don't care. It's a very simple thing.
Potato.
You want to be English. You want to call yourself English. You want to say this is your country. It's irrelevant.
Right.
Your government allows certain legal things. People are doing things legally. You cannot go around and destroy property, do these things, loot, attack individuals. That's why we have an issue.
We agree. We agree. So it doesn't seem like there's that much. It seems like I see the Zionists want to create division because they like mayhem. It's easy to when you divide and conquer, you're easily controlled.
No, but you want to distract from something that's going on right now.
That's true.
The genocide and the massacre that is taking place. You see the videos recently released of soldiers raping prisoners on camera. Is there? It's caught on camera.
I haven't even talked about that because I didn't want to
That was very, very weird. There's no word for explain that things, bro. What they did, bro? They proudly say we are the best army in the world morally. What is their moral things, bro? Where? They're breaking every law. They're breaking every moral things since October 2023.
I didn't even want to show that on stream. That's how bad it was. But there's IDF soldiers that are raping
prisoners.
Yeah. And I've seen Israelis on Twitter justify it, saying that Goy are not human. These are prisoners of war. Like it's insane.
Yeah, so they want to distract from that, keep people busy with each other, and away from the reality of the genocide that is taking place. And these guys are actually the problem. Leave that we're actually controlling your political country, all of it by ourselves. Or leave the fact that actually we're controlling all your politicians and that we do whatever we want. Ignore all of that. Just keep fighting with each other while we commence and continue our genocide and take over the land that we want to take.
Why is everyone saying Myron, Uncle Tom? Someone like me, the Young Don Coconut Myron. Someone like me, Myron Jet. Like me, the Young Don reacting to the debate. I want to watch that because so many people have been, and like me, the Young Don and the Nick Merckx clip talking about the Moist debate. But maybe you can watch some of this stuff. Yeah, the way you explain it,
like to take
I have no. It also, it seems like even seeing what's happening on social media and feeling the need to pick a side means they won.
Yeah.
The trickery worked.
Yes.
The trickery behind this, yeah.
So that's why if you see many of the Muslim brothers, and I tweeted this as well, told the Muslim community that this is not what you should do. You shouldn't go, you shouldn't fight, you shouldn't riot, you shouldn't do any of that. Because that's taking the bait, right? You condemn anything illegal that is happening. You defend yourself if you had to defend yourself, of course. Other than that, no, you don't go around and do the same things that they're doing. Because this is the bait that they're trying to make us take, essentially. I don't know why they're...
I think he probably... they probably responded on the stream. I don't know if they're live right now.
Okay.
We'll text them and see what's going on. But,
that's fine.
All right. Let's watch some of this. This is interesting.
Do it if you want.
How do you think based on that clip, did he handle it well?
That clip only?
Yeah.
Well, that clip only, at least we took from it that he says that Tommy Robinson is a funded Zionist, openly funded Zionist. At least.
Yeah.
At least we take that part.
Okay. Link, Don, and Waze is watching the stream right now. Waze could be sleeping right now. It's 5 a.m. and he's watching the stream right now. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Link, Don, and Nick.
He's great. I like him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job so far.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. All right, let's see.
Would you like to take this opportunity?
Also, by the way, Chad, we're gonna watch the Ye Candace interview. I just saw that drop too from Ye 24. I haven't seen that yet, so there's a lot of stuff to cover today.
To tell the rioters to stop rioting, yes or no?
Let me make it clear to the people on both sides of the equation, all of my brothers in Islam and all of the Christians and native people of the UK who feel like they're underrepresented. You have more in common with the people you live amongst than you do with these political elites.
Is Stephen Huxley a Christian? Stephen Lennon? Rubenstein?
I don't know.
The people you live amongst love their children, and they're struggling to pay the bills exactly like you are. What kind of powder keg are we building here through incompetent leadership in the UK? I'm a mixed-race Muslim, and I'm pointing out this very obvious truth.
The sheer brass neck, frankly, Andrew, of you lecturing me about the truth when you spent the last week spewing complete fake news bullshit. You told your millions of followers, and it was seen by 15.
He didn't make a mistake with the Cardiff guy saying that.
Yeah, okay, so you know what I was going to mention. Yeah.
What's your opinion? Yeah, I saw that, and he didn't. I don't know if he apologized, but guess we'll see about that. But that was incorrect. He's like calling, these are invaders. You need to stand up. They're slaughtering your daughters. They're coming in your country. Like, this guy was born in Cardiff, and he's tweeting a picture of him with a knife on a boat as if he came over from a boat from Algeria. Dude was born in Cardiff.
It is retweeting the far right pages that X has been pushing for the last two very, very long time since Elon has been talking about against them, right? They keep pushing these pages that spread fake news and just demonizes Muslims, right?
I mean, that happens to me too. I mean, I know that Tate's very similar to me. Like I know we're on Twitter all day long, especially when I saw that Algerian boxer that ended up actually being a woman, I guess. I'm like, that dude's that's a man. Like that look, I'm sure you have an opinion about that. That looks like a man to me. But the far right's like, oh, look at this transgenders in sports, and then you get caught up in the thing. You get a bunch of likes.
But what's the problem? Isn't that what the West has been pushing forward for the last how many centuries? That we need equality, and we want actually a man is a woman, a woman is a man. Yeah. I never understood the outrage is about what.
The outrage about what that boxer?
Yeah, if it was a man. I'm saying that's literally what the West has been pushing down our throats. As Muslims as well, all of this agenda has been being pushed down our throats. This is exactly your agenda. You wanted equality. You said men, women, feminists. All of this is what the West is pushing. So why are you complaining about it now? See, even feminist women talking about it.
Yeah. So but I understand. Like, there's so much noise on Twitter and stuff like this, and the engagement, the rage, and all this. It's addicting. It's very it's easy to get sucked into. So, why are you guys all spamming clips? We'll get into clips, man. The chat's been really echo chambery today. Have you noticed? Like they're just half of you don't even want clips. You're just yapping stuff. Okay, let's finish this out. Or would you prefer watching? Okay, you know what? No, this is the new Nick Merckx clip, bro. I have 5 employees. Someone link me. Jeremy says Muslim Lantern is a goat. What? Oh, so I thought you said he was a goat. He said you're okay. Well, thank you for the $10 I thought he was calling you a goat, no homo. Sorry for reading that. Man.
This is just evidence. All of these people have never been outside their house. Maybe they just live inside their house, and they never been outside the U.S. is what I mean, right? They never been to the Middle East, right?
Right. Yeah. I just can't even. I mean, all right. Okay, let's just watch.
Yeah, no point for responding even, right?
Million people, but it was an illegal migrant who had committed these crimes. Are you prepared to apologize for that lie?
I get called the same thing. Go.
I know. I don't care.
Only in the UK do we have a country.
I'm on the internet too. You forget
we have no
something.
border. We don't know who's there. Crimes through the roof. Nobody's safe on the streets anymore. And then when you point these things out, somehow you're some kind of racist and bad person.
No, you're posting complete disinformation.
I'm sorry,
it's not okay.
Sir. Did I get the wrong stabber? Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, you did.
Piers Morgan, of course. I got the wrong stabber.
Yeah, you did.
Piers, be very careful what you say.
On July 29th, a 17-year-old boy murdered 3 girls and injured 8 more children in a horrific mass stabbing at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Merseyside. The killer was born in Wales.
If you want, I usually watch 2X.
The police did not initially confirm his identity because he's aged under 18.
No, but maybe
disinformation filled the vacuum instead. White influencers spread
it's really the chat, I don't know.
The killer was devout Muslim.
Chat, you can lock in for 2 times for your right.
Spread to only 16 towns and cities across the UK. Far-right thugs have sieged mosques and hotels housing asylum seekers. Groups of armed Muslim men have attacked people in the street. These appalling scenes have become a stain on Britain's global reputation. Elon Musk has commented that civil war is inevitable in the UK. Many US conservatives amplify the unrest as apparent evidence of failed multiculturalism. One of the influencers accused of fanning the flames is Andrew Tate, a recently converted Muslim man whose inaccurate claims in the days after the mass stabbing have been viewed tens of millions of times. And he joins me now. Andrew Tate, welcome back to Uncensored.
It's been a while.
It has, and obviously as in fact I'm about to talk to you, Nigel Farage, who is now a Member of Parliament in the UK, and who has been saying some very inflammatory things over the last week or so about these riots, has blamed you and named you in a radio interview as for the person who spread the disinformation, which he then believed. I want to start by playing a clip of a video you posted to Instagram, I think it was, on the 29th of July, that you posted to various social media platforms, in which was your response to what had happened.
So an undocumented migrant decided to go into a Taylor Swift dance class today and stab 6 little girls. Sorry, somebody arrived in the UK on a boat. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody knows where he's from.
You also hear the race play immediately. Taylor Swift concert immediately. Oh, little white girls! No!
The media is, of course, hiding the fact that this is a 17-year-old male. So they want to highlight how ridiculous it is that we allow military-age males, combatants, to fill our shores.
Look at the loaded language. Yeah. Military-age males. Trying to make it seem as if war is about to... This is very carefully chosen words, you know, no matter how you want to put it.
I don't see any protests in the UK. I don't see anybody complaining. Nobody's outside of the school.
Wait. I don't see protests in the then
do something.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with the riots, but I was just telling them I don't see any riots going on. Come on, like, honestly.
The soul of the Western man is so broken that when the invaders slaughter your daughters.
Your daughters.
Look at this movie. Military age men entering in ships, taking over your women.
Your Taylor Swift listening white girls.
Women, and you're doing nothing. You're just sitting down. Yeah. And I didn't incite nothing. Okay.
And I think it's a mistake. I don't hold it against him.
Yeah, but he never admitted. He doesn't want to admit. Let's see what
because he's a symbol. Like this is the way he thinks. I'm a symbol of masculinity. I cannot fold and apologize. I'm going to go to Piers Morgan and spar him and battle him.
Masculinity is to admit when you're wrong. That's what I'm going to say. But let's listen.
But he's going to see it as bending. But also, you see like the following. This matches his rhetoric before. After the Olympics thing happened, when you see Christianity gets disrespected, even Islam gets disrespected when they disrespect Jesus. Yeah. He's like, Muslims stand up. Christians are. I'm going to go to the church and protest, and none of you guys are going to, they're slaughtering your daughters, and no one's stopping it. Yeah. So this is following that trend. Like, okay, men need to stand up again. I understand why he made this mistake. He's essentially saying men need to stand up for themselves, and the West is falling apart because they're not. Not just Christians, but white men.
Okay, it's a mistake. He does not admit it's a mistake.
We'll see, maybe he does.
Wait. No, I mean in the tweets so far, from what I've seen in the tweets so far, and he doesn't rectify by correcting the position. This is the issues that I have.
But the bottom line, Andrew, is that almost everything you said in that video was completely untrue, and yet it was apparently seized upon online, spread wide and far, and made people believe what you were saying. So my question for you off the top here is, why did you race to spread such woeful disinformation, given the massive following you have, and encourage people to take action against a caricature and description of who had perpetrated this, which was simply untrue?
Well, firstly, I'll start by saying I didn't know Nigel Farage said those things about me, which is a shame because I'm actually a fan of him. I think he's trying to do the right thing. I also understand in his political sphere, sometimes he has to hang other people out to dry to save himself because he's getting heat also. Secondly, I'll argue with you about the fact that everything I said was untrue. I think the only thing I said that was untrue is that perhaps he was undocumented. It was a 17-year-old male. It was a migrant. He did kill little girls. And advocating for people to stand outside and make it clear that they're unhappy with what happened is not a dangerous ideology. We live in a democracy where we have the right to protest and the right to make it clear when our voices are not heard. I recently protested against the Olympic ceremony outside the French embassy. I'm not sure if you saw it, complaining about how they depicted Jesus Christ, because I was unhappy with what I saw. And I think that when people feel like they have a voice, they're not.
Also, do we say Jesus Christ or no? We just say Isa or Jesus. Do we say Christ?
If Christ means the Messiah, is that
what that means?
Or if it means crucified, then no, we're not going to say Christ.
So we just say Jesus.
Yeah, but Jesus, yeah.
Yes.
The problem we have now is that people do not have a voice, which is why we're seeing.
You can say Jesus the Messiah.
People do not feel like there's a political solution any longer. What I was trying to do is encourage people.
But at the same time, like I get it, because when saying Jesus Christ, it involves the Christians, and it's like you're including more people. It's smart rhetoric as a public speaker.
Yeah, look, he's careful with it. He is using his words in a way, like he's doing here right now. He says like that. He tries to make it seem vague. He says, "Oh yeah, okay, to protest." But you did mention military-aged males coming in ships. Like, you see how he put it? Mm-hmm. But then he claims as if it's just like a peaceful protest. No, look, let's be realistic, you know. But he uses his words to make it appear that this was the case. Mm-hmm. And I'm being difficult with him here for a reason.
Because it's important. Because
not only is it important, I'm one of the people who are in the UK, who are on those stands. Do you get what I'm saying? My brothers, the people I know personally, are there giving out free Qur'ans and getting the backlash of what he says, right? So I'm on the other side of the spectrum here, but not just speaking like this.
Mm-hmm. Also, quickly, how's Bosnia been so far? We're in Bosnia, by the way. We didn't even mention that. The sun's coming up, but
yeah, I met this guy by by chance, if you want to use that term, chance. Wasn't even planned, right? In the
airport in Turkey.
Yeah. I thought he's coming tomorrow, but then the same flight I took.
That's funny because I wasn't even planning. Turkey was just a layover, and you were actually coming from Turkey. So I saw him on the line at the airport earlier. Yes. We got a chance to walk around Bosnia a bit, and I met some great brothers. We're going to be doing an IRL stream later today. Warner's coming tomorrow, but spread the word around. We are in Bosnia. I got to see some beautiful masjids out here. It's a very Muslim place. And I love this country so far. Alhamdulillah, we're blessed to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Cheezer's not here. My friend Cheezer, he's Bosnian. He didn't come. Just lazy.
He's a Muslim?
Yeah, I would say so. Cheezer, are you Muslim? I don't know. But yeah, I think so. He's trying to learn more, and his heart's open to it. I think he grew up with it. So, the social, you know how it is.